Hi, I'm Monet Creel, and welcome to the 10K podcast, where we talk faith, finances, and everything in between. Okay, today's super special, and you might hear a little bit of music in the background. It's because we're traveling today in Detroit, and we're doing things a little bit differently. We are inside of Hamilton's, which is inside the Godfrey Hotel, and I've got somebody special joining me today, Mr. Robert Courtney Collins. How you doing?
That's me. Thanks for saying my whole name.
Robert Courtney
Collins.
Period. Because Rhonda Sewell told me your name is the first gift that you're given.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very
so I figure it's distinguished. We can say the whole thing.
Thank you.
Okay, so you have your mimosa. I've got my water. There's a lot to unpack. First of all, you're the first guest I've ever had on my podcast.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. I find it interesting you said faith first.
Yeah. Because faith really drives everything that I do. To be honest with you, I just feel like I just need a sprinkle of Jesus on everything. But it just kind of drives me, to be honest. And it's the way that I navigate conversations, the way that I navigate just showing up, especially my business.
Yeah. So it's more of an acknowledgement that it's important to you.
Yeah. I don't know. I tried to come up with this really sexy, cool introduction for you.
Yes.
Because, you're the creator and founder of CreatorCon. You have the social media store. You are the founder and CEO of Robert Courtney Collins and Associates.
Robert Courtney and Associates. But yes.
Wait.
That was close.
God damn it. Robert Courtney and Associates. Okay. But you hold a lot of different titles. Father. Which is your most favorite?
Yeah, I don't even consider father a title. I just feel like that's just who I am. I do consider my companies, I hold titles in those companies. My favorite is probably Unique Collection, which you probably don't really know about. You probably haven't seen much about. But Unique
clothing brand?
My clothing brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still the founder of that. That brand is alive and well.
Wow.
We are doing tons of work with Fashion Nova. We're their third largest women's streetwear apparel manufacturer.
Whoa.
A lot of people don't know that. Or
a lot of people don't know that.
But that brand birthed everything. It gave me the vision. It allowed me to realize that what I'm capable of. And it opened up the door to everything else. So that's probably my favorite. That's my my child, in real life. The one that you're just kind of connected to regardless of whatever happens. The rest of them, they're businesses where, yes, I love them, but if somebody offered me 10 billion, here, you can have it. They can be sold. They're businesses that were built for the purpose of bringing value, giving me the quality of life that I would want for myself and my family, and then eventually, it might come a day where I pass it off to the next person and take it to another level.
See, and that's one of the things that I feel is so interesting about you to me is the way in which your mind works and the way in which you think. So, of course, the name of the podcast is the 10K podcast. And so 10K months is how you hit six figures. But also, I think more so even before you get to monetary value, you start with mindset. And the mindset that you have is so remarkable to me. Front facing, we see you on social media. And of course, that's a huge part of your company and a huge part of your world.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's the secondary asset to
it's third or fourth, honestly.
What?
No, it is. You pose a great point, just in terms of how I approach things, because first of all, I have to love it. I have to have a true affection for the thing that I'm doing. And if I don't have that, I don't care how much money is attached to it. And a lot of people, that's cliche for a lot of people. A lot of people will say, I don't do things for the money. When I tell you I don't move for money, it's rooted so deep into my soul, because I have done that before, and that path is a dead end. Typically, either you're making a lot of money and you're not happy, or you're striving to attain money, and what you have to go through to get it is not really worth it. You're basically selling your soul to some degree. So for me, it's finding the love in the thing that I'm doing, and making sure that when I wake up, I don't feel friction and moving toward that thing. And then it's, how does this bring value to people? Like, am I actually helping people in real life? Or am I pretending to help? Or am I creating a perception that I'm helping people? And then there's visibility, because no business can operate without visibility. So because of that, there's a need for social media activity to just let people know that I exist.
But I want to go back a little bit, or hone in specifically on something that you said. So when you're talking about like you can't chase the money, so how do you then make the revenue that you need to sustain yourself, your team, and your people without chasing it?
It's magnetism. Like if you're chasing, like, it's literally like, I feel like it's like taking magnets that's not meant for each other, or not the right ends of each other, and you try to push them together, and they push apart. So the more you chase, to me, the more you actually push the thing you're chasing away. I found that if you're doing what you love and you're creating true value for people, the money finds you, the opportunities find you, like, you attract those things to you. So I've lived that way for probably a decade, and the opportunity and the attraction grows. So what people who really love what they do and who have found something that helps people, the ones that don't commit to that philosophy, is typically because the money's just not coming fast enough. The attraction is just not happening fast enough. And because I've also mastered patience and sacrifice, that makes it easier for me to be okay with what comes. And then you build within your means. Like, that's when business savvy and business structure, that's when that type of IQ become important. Most people make enough money, they just spend too much. So if you can control what you're spending, then money isn't as big of an issue. But because people have problems with living a certain lifestyle, or they want to look a certain way, or, you know, be like the Joneses, then it's like, it's not enough money. I'm not making enough. And so I think that's what really causes the issues for most small business owners.
You said two things. You said you mastered patience, and I missed the second one.
Sacrifice.
Patience and sacrifice.
Yeah.
What role has that played in your success, and why those two, patience and sacrifice in particular, are they so important?
Because patience is realizing that nothing happens overnight. Like, you're going to build a legit company, you're going to work at it for 10 years. Like, I don't even think in terms of, like, people say, what's your goals? Like, what's your goal for this year? What's your goal for 5 years? I'm thinking, what's my goal for the next 10 years? What's my goal for the next 15 years? Like, I'm like, and that requires a level of patience, because everybody want to attach like a dollar value to what success looks like. And I think that's the bigger issue. That's why people don't have patience, because you can't, I mean, a lot of people believe in manifestation, right? But the reality is, we can't manifest $1 billion to be sitting on the table right now, right? Because if we could, we would. So when you set your mind to what your goal is, whether it's monetary, whether it's expansion, scaling, like, whatever it is, if you haven't learned this trait of patience, then you create frustration, and um, you create the opportunity for disappointment. And I think disappointment slows you down, and then it will cause you to pivot, because you feel like it's not working. And that's, to me, like, that's really what has made me feel like I've mastered it. Like, I've mastered it, because my business endeavors, whether I run into a challenge or a complication, like, it's not going to disappoint me, because I understand that it requires time. And because I haven't put myself in a small window to reach the goal, I got years. Like, what am I in a rush for? Like, I don't need to be in a rush. Unless your back is against the wall and it's like your bills are due and like, you know, bill collectors calling your phone. That creates anxiety. But maybe you're doing what you think you should be doing too soon. Like maybe you're not in the financial position to really pursue your dreams or to go the entrepreneur route. You know, maybe you need to work a consistent job that will pay you, save your money, put yourself in a situation where you can go after it, or maybe you work the job and pursue your dream. Work the job 9 to 5 and do your dream 5 to 9. Like you have to strategically approach and realistically approach these situations. And if you were to do it that way, that's when patience would be super important.
Well, we have been patient. I think our food actually is here. So I'm excited. We're going to munch a little bit and then we are going to go into our second location. So we changed up locations a little bit. Our bellies are full from Hamilton's and we're actually inside of somewhere special, your own store, the social media store.
Social media store, yes.
Tell us a little bit about it because it's nice in here.
Thank you. It is 50% done, 60% maybe. It's been a long time coming. This has been a true exercise in patience. This is probably the stamp of why I know I've mastered it, is because after going through everything I went through to try to open up the store, I'm so grateful that the store didn't open up a year and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah, a year and however long ago. Because I've crystallized the vision. Like, I know exactly what this store is going to do for people. And sometimes you just move so fast. Like we have an idea and we just want to run and then we just start and then problems come up or things we didn't anticipate and then it set us back or it creates stress or we can't provide the solution for different reasons. I think these 2 years have given me time to literally work through every possible angle. And now I believe this is $1 billion company. Like this is $1 billion concept.
And is.
Yeah. So.
How do you, well, tell us actually how it's going to work.
Well, the way it'll work is Mondays 9 to 4 will be members. Then 4 to 9 will be studio, which studio stand for people who book time inside of the space. And then it'll flip on Tuesday, 9 to 4 will be studio, 4 to 9 will be members. Wednesday is a team day and a studio day. Thursday is all day member day. Friday is Final Friday, which is for everyone. We'll invite the community. We'll use that day to show the space. I'll invite DJs. We'll have special guests, live podcast. Like it'll be just more of a fun, festive day. Saturday will be events and workshops and private bookings and things like that.
Overall, when you're talking about Robert, Unique, Courtney Collins, and your overall vision of multiple streams of income, how does this fit into the picture?
So the way that I've always worked, believe it or not, was built from my days as a barber.
That's what I was going to ask. How does one go from a barber to a content creator? I should have asked that at the beginning.
Yeah. So I'm not a content creator either, just for the record. I am a strategist. I am a social media strategist. If you ask me about content creation, I'm going to point to my team because that's what they do. I am the facilitator. I understand the vision. I understand what's needed to execute the vision. I put the strategies together, and then I find the people who can deliver on the pieces necessary for that strategy. I create content because that's necessary, but there's no part of me that claim to be an expert at it. And so I don't ever want people to confuse the two, because a lot of times in this space, those things just get kind of mashed together. Videographer is a social media manager. Social media manager is also a website designer. Website designer is a graphic designer. Yeah. And then people are confused. Like they don't know what they are. And it confuses the client. And the client says, I need someone to do my social media. And in actuality, they have no idea what they actually need. Right. And so my role in what I've built is to simply identify the problem, create the solution, and then strategically create the path that's going to get us to the solution.
Do you feel like you get enough credit in the social media world?
No, but does anyone ever feel like they get enough credit?
Do you feel like you get enough credit from your peers in the city of Detroit in the content creation
No,
scene?
no,
Why?
I don't get enough credit, but I'm not looking for the credit. Like I'm not
I
like
was gonna say, does that bother you?
no, absolutely not. Like I'm not emotional to what people value because that's really all it is. Like what do you value? Like what's important to you? For me, what's important to me is my kids. What's important to me is my legacy, what I leave behind. Those things I'm emotional about. Everything else, I'm not emotional. It's like it's black and white. It's will it, is it disrespectful? Is it affecting my kids? Is it stopping my legacy from being built? From me creating generational wealth? If it doesn't interfere with those things, then no. Like I may have a conversation about it. Like we can talk about it. We can discuss the facts. Like we can analyze the data. But beyond that, like I'm not. So the barber model is based on, or at least very commonly in black barbershops, the barber model is that you have the owner and then the barbers rent chairs.
Yeah.
And then the chairs pay booth rent for using the space. Right. And so when I went into the barbershop and I ended up buying the barbershop from the lady that owned it, in my mind, the more barbers I can bring in and keep them, then the more successful the barbershop would be. Like that was kind of the goal. And what I realized is every time I lost a barber, it affected my personal lifestyle, like what I could spend and what I couldn't spend. That framework for me has always kind of played a role in each business. If I don't have the multiple barbers accounts for social media, retail stores for my fashion brand, then I'm going to struggle. Like that's going to prevent me from being able to live the life or execute on the level that I want to execute on. So that's basically been how I've approached every business that I went into. If I can identify ways to generate multiple revenue streams within that one umbrella, then it's not a good business for me. And I'm going to choose to not do that particular business. And so that applies to the social media agency now. So it's based on accounts. Like the accounts are barbers renting barber chairs essentially, and the goal is to increase the monthly revenue that each barber chair brings in, and over time the quality of that particular client gets better and better. So that's the RCA model that's in operation at the moment. And then the social media store has nothing to do with that. Like these are two very different businesses. The social media store model is a membership model. And so that will be members who are the barber chairs. Every member will pay a monthly fee. And then over time, that membership tier will increase and it will increase. And then once I maximize this space, we'll open up the next space, which will probably be Atlanta or Houston or LA or whatever city we feel is prime. And then now the store becomes the barbers. So now we have barbers in every city generating X amount of revenue. And so that's basically my my business barber philosophy for scaling the business.
You're getting a free game over here.
Yeah.
I can feel it in my hand. It's tingling. Okay, so getting into your business, because that's what this podcast is about, getting into people's business. A little bit of mine, but also some of yours.
Okay.
Do you feel like in the city of Detroit, well, I'll use the city of Detroit as an example, and you can expound upon that as big or as specifically as you want or do not want to.
Okay.
Do you feel like you get enough credit? Do you feel like there's favoritism regarding content creators in the city of Detroit? And how do you feel about people breaking in, getting opportunities, etc.?
So there's favoritism everywhere.
Fair.
There's absolutely favoritism in Detroit. I can't speak to how the other places operate. Because I'm a part of the Detroit ecosystem, I can speak very closely to that particular situation. And it's really, I don't know that there's intention behind the favoritism. I believe that you have groups of people who become comfortable working with the people that they work with, And so to work with people outside of those people is uncomfortable. You have people who really do the work that they say they do, and then you have people who pretend to do the work that they say they do. They all operate in the same space. And so if I know you know that I don't really provide the work that I say I provide, but you've allowed me to exist with no repercussions or no pushback, then why would I take a chance on letting somebody else come in who may actually call me out for not doing the things that I say I do? So there's hesitancy in allowing somebody in. I mean, and this, if you think about any organization, like you don't want to shake the boat with a new person if they're not a good fit for what you've built or what you've created.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's for the good, sometimes that's for the bad. Like sometimes a business might not realize they need to shake the boat, like they need to rattle the cage a little bit to create more energy or more accountability. And sometimes like being challenged will open up ideas that you never even realized, could exist. And so I think that's really what we deal with. It's a hesitancy to be challenged. Like we don't necessarily want to be challenged because we're comfortable.
We talked about a lot here.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about we kind of even really touch into your avenues of real estate, but of course we know you have the social media store, and that's a big element.
Yeah.
We talked about fashion. We talked about content creation and social media strategy because you're not a content creator.
Correct.
So with all of those things,
I'm not an expert in content creation, but anyone who's posting on social media is a content creator.
We'll take it.
Okay.
What does an average day look like to you? Or are they all kind of crazy? Like, what does a day look like to make all those things that we mentioned, all those things that we talked about happen?
We've
like scratched the surface.
We just scratched the surface. An average day includes taking my kids to school. It includes a gym on most days. It includes, obviously, several encounters with clients, which I'm in a shift of allowing my team to really do that work. As far as Robert Courtney and Associates go, that's the most polished business structure that I currently have. And there's a COO, there's executive assistant, there's account managers, right? So like that business framework is in place, and it allows me to kind of like hover and not necessarily have to do the actual day-to-day operation of that business. But most of the businesses still require my input because we're striving to be better, right? And so the goal is to eventually remove myself completely. But I would say 50% of the day is spent in retention, like communication. Like what I found, this could be a great nugget for people watching this that's trying to build businesses. What I found is, I would say 80% of success as far as clients go is actually just about communication. It's just about keeping them in the loop of what's happening with whatever it is you were hired for. And so over the last 2-3 years, I've doubled down on ensuring that our clients are being kept in the loop of what's happening, whether they want to or not, because a client will say, we're good, we trust you. But what they're really saying is, please check on me. Please keep the information in front of my face. Please send me an email if anything happens. Like they want to be known. They want to know that you're actively working on their project. So that's what I feel my responsibility as a founder has turned into. Like it's evolved into just making sure our clients are being cared for, identifying holes, and then making sure those holes are being patched as fast as possible. There's always the projects, like CreatorCon I would consider a project. So CreatorCon is once a year, and it's really the culmination of the work that we've done over the last decade, which is showing businesses how to properly use social media to create awareness, to drive traffic, create opportunities, lead gen, etc. And so CreatorCon is where we can take all of these different industries that we work in and bring them all into the same space so that we can give them additional resources. We can allow them to network. I can intentionally kind of guide the Michigan Midwest market on the latest trends, conversations that's happening in other places that they might not be able to attend.
From an overarching view, is that important for you as like, I don't want to call you a change maker because I feel like that's a little like
Dramatic. Yeah.
But if we talk about you in order, I don't even want to say powerhouse either because I feel like these are like target words, and we're literally seeing people come into the social media store. I know, but as we see, is it an important part just to be a leader in the social media space?
Yeah, absolutely.
To have that element to be over CreatorCon.
I think what's important is for me to do the work, and then for people to decide what that means and what it looks like. I'm never going to self-proclaim as any of those titles or names that you just spoke to, but I'm just going to do the work every day, and I'm going to make the impact every day, and I'm going to lead with the outlook of helping as many people as I possibly can. And when I'm all said and done, because there will be a day where I'm all said and done, and I bow out gracefully, and there's no more content, and my pages go dark, at that point, people can say what I did, and they can have conversations in barbershops and talk about whether or not I was impactful